Well, it's that time of year when high school seniors are beginning to learn whether they've been accepted at the college of their choice. But once they're accepted, how do they decide what to major in? Fox 26's Fort Atkinson is here with a new study on hot college degrees. Really?
Yeah, you know, Jose, most parents want their kids to get a good education, but they also want their kids to get an education that's going to lead to a good job. Well, Yahoo News has done a study of the hot 10, or hot 4, actually, college degrees over the next 10 years. Let's take a look at those right now. Get a degree in healthcare if you want a good job over the next 10 years. Business, education, technology, any one of those 4, and your students are likely to have a pretty good career as they head into their 30s and 40s. Now, we went out to the University of Houston today to talk to students about that age-old dilemma that they have. Should I go for something that I really like to do, or should I go for something that is going to make me a lot of money? Well, we asked a lot of those students just what is important to them. What's most important to you? Doing something that you really, really like, making a lot of money, or something else?
Well, definitely I would say, first of all, doing something that I like. Because, I mean, no matter how the economy is or if there's jobs or not, if I'm doing something I like, I'm going to enjoy doing it.
Actually, I'm not very pretty sure about how much money that I can make. I just like it, so I choose this major. I love to help people.
Right now, I'm more concerned with the money. I guess later on, then if you like it, then it matters. But right now, I'm just trying to make money.
Your primary job is to help business students find jobs. First of all, do you think that students these days are more concerned than they used to be with actually finding a job when they get out of school?
They're definitely concerned. Their parents are concerned too.
Of course, parents are very interested in what their kids are going to major in. Mr. and Mrs. Christian are here with their son looking at the campus.
Well, passion for it, that'd be great, but making money this time of day with the way our economy and everything is, you got to do what you got to do, to make it.
What do you want to major in?
Land surveying.
They have a land surveying major here?
Yes, sir, in the construction management program.
How about if your son said, gee, Dad, I'd like to major in psychology?
Whatever he'd like to do. It's his life. Whatever he'd like to do, that's what we'll do.
What's your career goal?
Make a lot of money. And support a family, I guess.
You're going to be much more successful if you're passionate about where you're going.
No matter what your major is?
No matter what your major is.
And, of course, if they're lucky, they'll find a major that they really, really like and that can also make them a lot of money in the private sector once they graduate from college. And, Jose, I think you may have noticed that at the top of the list, that top 4, broadcast journalism isn't among them.
I see that. Maybe they finally figured it out.
Well, perhaps it's number 5. Who knows?
This is really a change, but if they do get that job and it is the one that they really like, then their college degree became a twofer, so to speak.
That's really the case. And we understand from college administrators we've been talking with that more and more students really are geared in to what their life is going to be like 20 years down the road, and that really does have an impact on what college major they choose.
Did they give you any idea as to whether some are choosing money over likes?
Some do choose money over likes, and some choose likes over money. But, a lot of students, at least in our generation, who chose likes over money, by the time they got to be 40 years old, they wish they had maybe reversed it a little bit.
So you may be giving some students and parents ideas right now.
Maybe so.
All right. Thanks a lot, Fort Atkinson. Melinda.
All right, guys. So joining us to talk more about college degrees is Roger Israni of Testmasters. That's the company that helps prep students for their SATs. So, Roger, we've heard the conversation and we listened to a lot of students in that story. What should students consider when choosing a major?
Well, the first thing we tell our students is to pick a major that's going to teach you a skill. If people assume because you go to college you're going to get a job, that's not necessarily the case. Practical majors are business, engineering, pharmacy. These are 4-year degrees that you can go out into the job market and work right away.
Now, those are very practical majors, and people do quite well in those fields. But what about, as we talked about in the story, your passion, doing something that you love? It may be broadcast journalism or maybe something in the arts, and parents may cringe, but if that's what a student may be strong in, is that okay? And could that lead to a good job? How do you advise your students?
Well, you can make money in anything, and if you enjoy it, there's a better chance you'll do well in it. But you also have to factor in the demand for the major. And unfortunately, with today's tight economic times, it's many places aren't hiring, so you have to see what is hiring.
Are you finding that students and parents are making the decision together about a student's major?
It goes both ways.
Okay.
Many times the parents, because especially for high school kids going off to college, they have to pay for it, and they want to make sure that they get a return on their investment.
Now, which degrees out there lead to, I guess, the least paying jobs that you find to be pretty popular amongst the kids?
Well, the majors that don't actually teach you a skill set that's, I like to call it a skill set that's not easily, skill set that you can't copy. Like, for example, history, English, many of the liberal art areas, there's not a big demand for them, and many of those graduates are working in, just customer service and the like.
Now, do you see any trends on the horizon that point to kids majoring in certain fields? I mean, we keep hearing about baby boomers aging and the need for healthcare jobs. Any other trends?
Yes. Right now, many of the kids are talking about majoring in like genetics, like genetic counselors, genetic engineering. Another area that's kind of hot is alternate energy sources, reducing energy consumption, green jobs. You've heard a lot about that. So those are kind of the hot areas. Anything in healthcare is great. They say that when times are bad, it's like the liquor industry. When times are bad, times are good, business is good. When times are bad, business is better. Education, healthcare see some of the same things. I'm in the education industry, and we're finding that in bad times, more people are going back to school. So in our industry, things are actually better.
All right, Roger Israni, good advice. Thanks so much for joining us. Jose?
All right, thanks a lot.